What is going on, my people? Welcome. In this quick video, it's gonna be super raw, super organic, and I'll be talking about my honest experience running a social media marketing agency or a drop serving agency, a marketing agency, whatever the hell you want to call it. Honestly, nowadays everyone is selling the same thing. You'll see gurus selling you a course on drop servicing, and a month ago they were selling you a course on SMMA, and all the smart people realize that it is the exact same thing. They just changed the name because now when you hear of, for example, drop shipping, you associate that with negative things you've experienced because it's already a very overused, oversaturated thing that's been a thing of the past. Nowadays, just people change the name to digital drop shipping, stupid shit like that. And they're supposed to sell you this new course, even though it's the exact same course, they just changed the name because now they create intrigue and it's a new thing that you haven't heard of. So when you come across it on TikTok, you see a new guru talking about it, whether it's growth operating, IPGA, exact same thing. You're like, oh, this is new name. Let me hear them out. Let me join their masterclass. Let me get sold a $1,000 program. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my honest experience running a marketing agency. I don't want to say SMA because I don't really run an SMA anymore, but it is pretty similar. That's why the title is what it is right now. And I want to take you guys back to me starting out. All right, this is way back. So this was in 2021. I was 15 years old. I was fucking lost. I was depressed in a sense. I just didn't know what to do in life because I went to school, but I really knew I wasn't destined for that 9-to-5 life. I would go to school. I wouldn't fit in with all the guys there. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to work a 9-to-5, but I also had no second option. I was not making any money online, and even though I kept telling my parents that, hey, this is possible, I had no proof to show them. And it's understandable that they weren't really believing in me. So by my 15th birthday, I had literally tried out every business model under the sun, from dropshipping to affiliate marketing to Amazon FBA to Forex, trading, crypto, anything you've heard of, I've tried it and I've probably lost money in it. Then I come across an ad from a big social media marketing guru. I don't want to say his name now because his reputation kind of got ruined after what he sold last time when he was around. But I bought this SMMA course for $1,000, right? I spent my whole life savings. It was 2 payments of $500. I remember it very well, just like it was yesterday. There was an ad saying that I can make 3 to 4K a month by just typing messages on my phone. One of the best ads I've ever seen. He's a great marketer, but he was just selling a pile of shit. So I buy this course, I spend my life savings on it, and I invest in it fully. I don't go to sleep until 2, 3 a.m. I completely forget about school. I forget about basketball because I used to play that seriously at the time. No homework, fuck all exams. Just going fully in on SMA. And honestly, for 5-6 months straight, I did exactly what the course told me to do. And it was something like the following. So you make an Instagram account, you start joining a bunch of Facebook groups, and you start going, they gave me this website because we went after e-commerce brands, right? That was the niche they recommended us to go after. There was this website they gave us, and you would open a website of e-commerce brand, they go over to their Instagram, and you would send 50, 60 cold DMs every single day to these e-commerce brands. And on top of that, if you want to do it, they would recommend you also do email outreach because you can also find their email, and the more places you hit them on, the more likely they are to respond, which I kind of agree with, but we just did it in a very wrong manner. So I'd be reaching out to like 50, 60 e-commerce brands every single day for 5 months straight. That's probably the hardest, the phase where I work the hardest. Even now when I'm making 40, 50K a month, I don't work nowhere near as close as how hard I worked back then. So for all you guys saying hard work makes you rich, I promise you it doesn't. Hard work is required. You want to go through a phase where you're working really hard, but if hard work made you rich, every Mexican farmer would be a billionaire. They're not. So I did that for 6 months, didn't make a single dollar, and I was kind of giving up on it. I was like, all right, this entrepreneur thing might not be for me. And just like as I was about to quit, as I was about to go all out, this agency owner reached out. And I thought he was gonna pay me to work for him. Turns out I had to pay him to work for him. I was 15, still 15 at the time, completely naive, didn't know what to do. So I paid that guy like $750. It was either $750 or $1250. I paid him to work for him as an appointment setter. So he got me a bunch of followers on my account, all like bot followers, like robots, but they just made my page look a little bit better. And I slowly started to realize that everything I was being told in this SMA course wasn't really what these larger agencies were doing, because I was now working for an agency that I was making $40,000 a month. Even though they weren't huge, they were way further ahead than what I was at with my SMA. And I started to realize that a personal brand is absolutely crucial, but what is even more important is that you don't do what everyone else is doing. Because what this guru that was selling the course at the time, the course that I bought, he was the biggest SMA guru at the time. Like their SMA was a thing that was just starting out. There was no Iman Ghazi, there was no Joel Kaplan. It was literally this guy and maybe Ty Lopez. He was selling something along the agency world as well. So every kid bought this course and was doing exactly what he was telling them to do, including me, which is why I didn't make a single dollar. If I was a bit older, a bit smarter, I probably would have realized that early on, and I'd be making much more than I am right now. But I was 15, I didn't realize it until I started working for this agency, until these two owners of this agency started to show me the real ropes, saying, hey, this is what they're telling you to do, but they're not actually doing that in the first place themselves. So for about 4 or 5 months, it was a bit less, like 3 or 4 months, I worked for them as an appointment setter. I got a commission, so I booked calls on their calendar, and then if the closer closed that call, I would get 10%. The closer didn't close anything, I made like $100 for 4 months of working hard. But I learned a lot, right? I was like a sponge. I absorbed every lesson I possibly could, and it was a pretty fun time. You know, I surrounded myself with people who were on the same mission as me, and I kind of understood the importance of a community, being on the same, aligning yourself with people who are on the same mission as you, with the same goals as you. Because before that, I was all alone. So after 4 or 5 months of working with them and realizing that what I was being told wasn't actually true from these courses, I said, enough is enough. I'm ready to launch my own agency. And on my 16th birthday, 17th of September, I launched my own agency. This time, it wasn't really an SMA. And the reason I say that is not just because I changed the name, but because when you search up what an SMA is by definition, that is not what I was doing anymore. I wasn't outsourcing any of the work. I wasn't making crazy guarantees. I wasn't sending cold DMs, and I wasn't charging any money up front. So the basic outlines of what an SMA is, I no longer did, which is why the video is called Running a Marketing Agency, not a social media marketing agency. The names are a bit different. And so I call it a reinvented agency. So the whole point of this was that, hey, I provide a goodwill first, I provide you value first, and I only ask for things in return after that. That is the big lesson I learned after like 8 months of working really, really hard. People always ask for something in return without depositing any value in the first place. It's like opening up a bank account and asking for a withdrawal without depositing any money in the first place. So for me, with my new whole philosophy was, hey, deposit a shit ton of money, deposit, and you'll get so much money built up in the bank that once you withdraw, you'll be fucking rich. And that's exactly what I did. So for a month, I started off with basketball trainers for like a month, then I switched to online fitness coaches, which is my main thing even to this day. Completely provided value. I even brought on people for free. I worked with them for 7 days for completely free, got them the results I promised them, and then I would not even ask for money. I would say, hey, I'm gonna get you 5 qualified sales calls in the next 7 days, and all I ask for in return is a testimonial. Literally a video of you for 30 seconds talking about me and talking about how good my service is. And 99% of them are willing to do it because they've got nothing to lose. Worst case scenario is you don't get a testimonial and I don't lose anything. And best case scenario is you get a testimonial. Like that's literally the worst thing that could possibly happen for them. There's no money coming out of their pocket. So I did that for my first four clients, and I got 4 amazing video testimonials of fitness coaches talking to the camera about how good my service is. And once you have that, you're now somewhat of an authority. You have some type of credibility that back up your claims. Because before that, I was telling e-commerce brands, hey, pay me money, but I have never worked with anyone. I don't know why you should trust me, but this is what my SMA guru told me to do. So now I had 4 amazing videos. I now had a personal brand because I was building my Instagram, I was posting content, I was providing value to online fitness coaches, and I was also showing my true self on Instagram. Even if you go to my Instagram now at Andrew Lance and you scroll down, you can see all the posts I was putting out, and you can see the transformation. So when I was working with that guru, it's all like graphics. Most of them I've archived now, but you can see the transformation in terms of quality of content. So at the start, it was just pictures of me. Then I moved into reels where I'm talking specifically to basketball trainers. Then there's videos of me talking specifically to online fitness coaches, providing them value, saying, hey, if you want to get more calls, you want to start posting this type of content, if you want to charge a higher monthly rate, you want to start doing this, so your offer can be positioned in a better way. So that's pretty much what I did for the next 2-3 months. I would just completely grind, depositing value from September to November, and in December we hit our 10K month. That was literally it. In 3 months we hit our first $10,000 month. I was 16. The best part about it is that the month after that we hit our first $20,000 month. And I was obviously over the moon, right? I've never seen money like that. I come from a good family, so the money didn't really mean much to me. I don't really care about it even to this day, but it's just a really good feeling seeing everything you worked for actually come to reality, and the money just helps you keep track. And after that, I've obviously scaled this up to a point now where we're doing $35,000 a month. But I'm here to be completely upfront and transparent with you. In my eyes, a reinvented agency, or overall a marketing agency, if done the right way, so not an SMMA, is the best and the fastest way to make $10,000 a month as a complete beginner, no matter where you live, how old you are, or if you have any previous business experience. But if you're one of those guys that starts crying saying, hey, I want to show my face, this is not for you. If you're one of those guys that wants to get rich quick scheme, this is also not for you. You're building a legitimate business. Just like how you would go out in the real world and start a business, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes hard work. Same with this. Just because you see all these gurus on TikTok selling you the dream, that doesn't mean it's true. Because I also do that. But that's just a whole marketing technique. On TikTok, in the shortened videos, you don't want to say that it's really hard to make money online. You want to make it look as easy as possible. But then when you have someone, or when you watch a video where it's real upfront, like this video right here, I'm here to tell you that this is not easy. And anytime before I sell someone, I tell them that, hey, if you're looking for a get rich quick scheme, this is not for you. But if you truly do want to change your life, if you want to take care of your family, and if you never want to work a 9 to 5 again for the rest of your life, in my eyes, our reinvented agency, logically, financially, time-wise, and everything-wise, is the best way to make $10,000 a month online in 2024. I have another video on my YouTube channel where I break down the most popular online business models, and I break down all the pros and cons. From affiliate marketing to growth operating to dropshipping, everything you've heard of, I broke it down in a chart. You can go ahead and check that out. The video is titled The Smartest Route to $10,000 a month online in 2024. Obviously, the conclusion we came to is a service-based business is the best way to do it. And that's why SMMA blew up 2-3 years ago. It absolutely skyrocketed because it is actually a good business model. But it's gotten so saturated to the point now where when you go in the street, every other kid knows who Iman Ghazi is and has tried starting a social media marketing agency. And that's no harm to Iman. I absolutely love the guy. I've bought all his courses, and even though what he teaches in them no longer work, or at least it didn't work for me and for a lot of other guys I know, he did what a lot of other people couldn't do, right? He absolutely blew up, and now he's transitioned into personal branding. And that is the next phase of this video. A reinvented agency, and this is me being completely upfront, is the best way to make up to around $30,000 a month. But after that, a reinvented agency, or any of these business models that you hear of, so affiliate marketing, growth operating, or SMMA, or reinvented agency, it's good to a certain extent. And for me, for a reinvented agency, up until $30,000 a month, I think it is the best business model to start. But after that, you want to look for things where you're selling from one to many. So you can't be talking on sales calls, you can't be selling for specifically online fitness coaches. That's why all these bigger people, they transition into selling info product, which is what I'm doing now. I'm doing both things. So I'm running a reinvented agency where I help online fitness coaches fill their calendar with qualified sales calls. So I run their ads and I install an appointment setter in their account. And then now I also run a academy where I help young entrepreneurs start and scale a reinvented agency. It's not a course, it's more of a coaching program where I hold their hand every step along the way. So we got group calls, community, and step-by-step trainings where I pretty much teach them everything they need to know. But that is just me being completely upfront, and you can think about it as well. Why am I telling you this, and why is no other guru telling you this? You know it as well. Iman Ghazi shut down his SMMA. Jordan Welch stopped doing dropshipping. Sebastian Giroux no longer runs Google ads. They all moved into personal branding and into info product, which is why for me, the best way to become filthy rich is number one, start a reinvented agency, and in the meantime, build up your personal brand. So post content, build relationships, talk to people, and then when you reach a point where you're making $25,000, $35,000 a month, slowly start introducing a new offer where you teach other people how to do the exact same thing. That's why Grant Cardone is so big. Jordan Belfort sales courses right now, which is why all these super huge business owners no longer do what they tell you to do. Because for a beginner, you have to do one thing, but then when you reach a point where you're making a good amount of money, you want to do a different thing. So overall, my experience running a marketing agency is pleasant for the most of it, right? An agency is the best way to make money online as long as you do it correctly and as long as you position yourself correctly, because you cannot expect to succeed if you're doing the exact same thing as everyone else. If you just do what everyone else in the whole SMA world is doing, you're obviously not going to succeed. There are millions of people doing that, and I'm not exaggerating. There are millions of people doing the exact same thing. But if you position it correctly, because you know what everyone else is doing, and if you position yourself correctly and you do the opposite, you will be the one that stands out like a sore thumb, and you will be the black sheep. That's exactly why I skyrocketed to $20,000 a month in less than 90 days, 120 days. Because I knew what everyone else was doing, I just did the opposite. So when a fitness coach saw 100 DMs, 99 of them were the same, and I was the one guy that was different. Obviously, if you want a more in-depth breakdown of how I actually launched, how I scaled my reinvented agency to $20,000 a month, go ahead and check out the pinned video in my YouTube. It's a 20-minute video of me breaking down a Google Doc where I go deep into how I actually did make $20,000 a month at 17 years old with a reinvented agency, and how anyone else can do it too. It really doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you have a phone, Wi-Fi, and 2 brain cells, you're pretty much good to go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this super raw and organic video on my experience running a social media or just a marketing agency. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comment section down below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at AndrewLance and shoot me any questions you guys have in there. I'm trying to answer as many of them as possible, and I'll speak to you guys in the next one.